अथ dvādaśāṅga-parīkṣā nāma ṣaḍ-viṁśatitamaṁ prakaraṇam.
Atā, then, dvādaśāṅga-parīkṣā. Parīkṣā, exploration. Dvādasha, 12. Anga, limbs or links. Dvādaśāṅga-parīkṣā, exploration of the 12 links. Nama, named. ṣaḍ-viṁśatitamaṁ prakaraṇam. Sad, 6. Viṁśatitamaṁ, 20. Prakaraṇam, chapter. Dvādaśāṅga-parīkṣā nāma ṣaḍ-viṁśatitamaṁ prakaraṇam, chapter 26. Exploration of the 12 links.
punar-bhavāya saṁskāraन् avidyā-nivṛtas tridhā abhisaṁskurute yāṁs tair gatiṁ gacchati karmabhiḥ.
Punar-bhavāya, dative, in the direction of further becoming. Punar, again, further. Bhava, becoming. Punar-bhavāya, in the direction of further becoming towards rebirth. Saṁskārān, accusative plural of saṁskāra. In this verse, saṁskāra suggests actions. So karma formations might be a good translation. Avidyā-nivṛtas. Avidya, ignorance. Nivṛta, covered in, enveloped by, engulfed in. Avidyā-nivṛtas, one, enveloped in ignorance. Tridhā, 3 ways, with body, mind and speech. Body, speech and mind. Like in the traditional words of confession in Japanese and Chinese. Ga shaku sho zo sho aku go. The many bad actions that I have committed in the past. Kai yu mu shi don jin shi. All stemmed without beginning from greed, anger and ignorance. Jushin kui shisho sho. I did them with shin kui, body, mouth and mind. So those are the tridhā. Isai ga kon kai sange. I now atone for them all. Confess them all. Abhisaṁskurute. So, abhi is a prefix which means in addition to. Saṁskurute is from the root samskri, which is also the root of saṁskāraṇ, karma formations, confections, what is put together, what is manufactured, what is fabricated. Saṁskāras are opposed in the Buddha's teaching to dharmas. So the Buddha said, all saṁskāras are impermanent. All saṁskāras are full of suffering. All dharmas are empty. Empty means empty of their own self-existence. So saṁskāras are things that are confected by our minds or actions that are contrived by body, speech and mind. In this chapter again, abhisaṁskurute yāṁs tair. So yān is accusative plural, so it modifies saṁskāras. So those saṁskāras tair karmabhiḥ. So those saṁskāras, tair karmabhiḥ, by these actions. Tai is from sa, it means these, instrumental plural, tai, and karmabhiḥ is instrumental plural of karma, actions. So he's talking about those saṁskāras that lead to further becoming. One enveloped in ignorance accumulates them in three ways. And by these actions, I think it means by these saṁskāras, gatiṁ gacchati. He or she goes to or visits a realm, gatiṁ. So both gatiṁ and gacchati are from the root gam, which means to go or to visit. Nāgārjuna uses it very skillfully in chapter 2, where he speaks of gamyamanam, the now being visited. So the gamyamanam could also mean the now being moved, but translating it as visited, it gets around the problem of subject and object, because right now I'm being visited, and at the same time I'm being visited by the world, and the world's being visited by me. So gam, the verb gam in this verse and in many verses is well translated as visit. So gatiṁ gacchati, he visits a gati, and the gati is the name given to the 5 or 6 realms that we pass through according to karma. So hell, hungry ghosts, human beings, angry demons, asuras, and gods. Punar-bhavāya saṁskāraṇ, avidyā-nivṛtas tridhā, abhisaṁskurute yāṁs tair, gatiṁ gacchati karmabhiḥ. One enveloped in ignorance accumulates in the 3 ways the karma formations, the saṁskāras that lead to further becoming, and by these actions visits a realm.
vijñānaṁ saṁniviśate saṁskāra-pratyayaṁ gatau saṁniviṣṭe vijñāne nāma-rūpaṁ niṣicyate.
Vijñānaṁ means consciousness. Jnana means to know or to understand, and the V, the prefix V, can be emphatic, so not really have any particular meaning, but it's thought that it also can represent the number 2, as for example in the chapter title, ṣaḍ-viṁśatitamaṁ, ṣaḍ-viṁśatitamaṁ, so that the vim there means 2, as in 20, 2 tens. So vijñānaṁ, in the context of the 12 links, it suggests divided consciousness. Particularly in this verse, the vijñānaṁ is modified by saṁskāra-pratyayaṁ. So pratyaya means cause or condition. Prati, the verbal root prati, means to go back to. So e means to go and prati means back. So pratyaya suggests what one goes back to, what things go back to. In that sense, the cause, or the direct or the indirect cause. So sometimes you have the compound hetu pratyaya, in which hetu means a primary cause or the direct cause, and pratyaya means the indirect causes. For that reason, pratyaya is generally translated as conditions. But in MMK chapter 1, I think it's quite important to understand that Nāgārjuna is talking about the causes of things. The fact that there are no non-empty causes of things, but there is causation. So if we translate pratyaya as conditions in that context, something is missing, because the sense I get is of Nāgārjuna is very aware of we're working for a cause, we're working for a good cause. When he composed this work, he had a good cause in mind to clarify the Buddha's teaching. And when we translate it and study it, we're not motivated by conditions, we're motivated by a cause, something that we go back to. However, in this verse, pratyaya means vijñānaṁ saṁskāra-pratyayaṁ. It means consciousness that is conditioned by saṁskāras, or consciousness that has saṁskāras as an indirect cause. So vijñānaṁ saṁskāra-pratyayaṁ, saṁskāra-conditioned consciousness. Saṁniviśate gatau. Saṁniviś means to seep. I've used a kind of a liquid metaphor there to translate it as seeps into gatau. Gatau is locative of gati, the realm. So saṁniviśate gatau, saṁskāra-conditioned consciousness seeps into the realm. Saṁniviṣṭe ta vijñāne. Ta means then. Saṁniviṣṭe vijñāne means, so saṁniviśṭa means seeped, vijñānaṁ consciousness. But this is locative. So when you've got two words in the locative, it's forming what's called a locative absolute. So saṁniviṣṭe vijñāne means with the seeping in of divided consciousness, or where there is divided consciousness, or when there is divided consciousness. Nāma-rūpaṁ niṣicyate. Nāma-rūpa is literally name and form, but it suggests the division into mind and body. So I translated it psycho-physicality. Nāma-rūpaṁ niṣicyate. Niṣicyate is passive of niṣic, and again I've used a liquid metaphor, translated is instilled. So then, with the seeping in of divided consciousness, psycho-physicality is instilled. So it's not that there's a separate, it's not that I'm here as a separate body and mind that really exists. That goes against the teaching of emptiness. The truth is that out of ignorance, I conceive with my saṁskāra-conditioned consciousness of myself as a psychophysical unity. So, well, here's a kind of irony for someone who's done a lot of Alexander work. And it's the irony that's also there in the Mindfulness Sutta. You have to do a lot of work to stop thinking of yourself as separate parts. We're more than the sum of head and neck and back and limbs. Okay, so the first task is to breathe in and breathe out with awareness of the whole body. In Pali, sabakaya patisamvedi asasi sami. Sabakaya patisamvedi pasasi sami. I will breathe in with awareness of my whole body, with mindfulness of the whole body. I will breathe out with pratisamvedi, being. Pratya means go back, so it's kind of reflective, sam together, vedi, awareness, being aware. So with reflective awareness, with true mindfulness of the whole body, I will breathe in, will breathe out. So this is not saying you breathe with your diaphragm or you do abdominal breathing. You know, the Buddha's saying not that. And the Buddha's not saying, you know, head forward and up. is a partial direction, which is about the head and the neck or something. Yeah, head forward and up is a good direction, but it has to include the whole body. With my whole body, I'm allowing the head to go forward and up so as to free up the breathing, so as to breathe more easily. So, but then the next stage in the Mindfulness Sutta, the Buddha says, Pasambayam kaya sankara nasasi sami niṣicyate. Pasambayam kaya sankaran pasasi sami niṣicyate. The monk, the monastic, trains himself or herself, thinking with the awareness. Pasambayam, causing to cease. So in Sanskrit it would be prashamayan. It's the present participle, causative of prasham, which means to make quiet or to cease, to cause to cease. So I will cause to cease kaya sankara. Kaya sankara in Pali would be kaya saṁskāra in Sanskrit. So you're causing the saṁskāra of a body to cease. Now this is exactly what Master Dogen and the Chinese Zen masters called dropping off body and mind. That's exactly what it means. It does not mean what it's understood to mean by people who practice mindfulness of breathing in Southeast Asia. They think it means causing the breathing, calming the breathing, causing the breathing to be calm. I will breathe in, I will breathe out. It does not mean that, because that would be a partial intervention on the basis of ignorance. So it precisely does not mean that. What it means is the body, before I've just been thinking of the whole body, myself as a psycho-physical unity, as Alexander would call it, breathing in and breathing out. But this is going the next step and saying that is a convenient fiction, to use the words of Charles Sherrington. My existence as a psycho-physical unity, it's convenient. Without it, I couldn't get married, I couldn't get a driving license, I couldn't be responsible under the law. You know, my children wouldn't be able to recognize me as their father. So it's convenient, but it's a fiction, because I don't have any separate existence. Without being able to breathe the air that the trees provide, I wouldn't last a minute. Without gravity, I wouldn't have any chance of sitting upright. Without the sunshine, I wouldn't have any food to sustain myself. So this is the point about all living beings are empty of themselves, as all things are emptied of themselves. The sun is empty of itself, but full of the rest of the universe. So this is the teaching of emptiness, and what it means in terms of psycho-physical unity is that there is no such thing as a psycho-physical unity when you really reflect on it. What we call a psycho-physical unity is actually an empty dharma. It's empty of itself, but full of everything else. So, pasambayam kaya sankaran means, it's related very much to this chapter. It means I will stop the 12 links which begin with ignorance. I'll reflect on emptiness. I'll cultivate the understanding of emptiness such that there is a non-coming into being of saṁskāras. This is jumping ahead now to verse 10, where Nāgārjuna says that avidyā-nivṛtāyam saṁskārānam asambhavaha. Where ignorance has been stopped, there is a non-coming into being of saṁskāras. But then he says, avidyā-nivṛtas jnānasyasya bhavanāt. Avidyā means of ignorance, genitive. Nirodha, stopping. Tu is but. Avidyā-nivṛtas. But the stopping of ignorance. Jnānas jnanasya, of understanding. Bhavanat is ablative of bhavana, and bhavana means cultivation or meditation, bringing into being, bringing something into being. So bhavanat is ablative, it means through. Through cultivation, jnanasya, of wisdom, of understanding, of knowing. Asya, of this. Ever, emphatic. So, avidyā-nivṛtas too. But the stopping of ignorance is through the cultivation of understanding, of asyaiva. This emphasized. So it's understanding of what this really is. And I think it refers back to the previous line. So where ignorance has been stopped, there is a non-coming into being of saṁskāras. Okay, that sounds, what does that mean? Maybe you can put various nice explanations of what it means. But, two, the stopping of ignorance is through the cultivation. Now, cultivation, something like digging, it's work, it's hard work. It's not just an intellectual recognition. It's a cultivation of a way. It's cultivation of understanding of what this really means. What does it really mean for saṁskāras not to come into being? For their, or in other words, there is a non-coming into being of saṁskāras. So in Alexander work, this will relate to non-doing, whereby one makes an effort to stop doing so that the right thing can do itself. But at the same time, saṁskāras in Nāgārjuna's teaching in MMK are not only actions, but they're the related problem of convenient fictions, of seeing things existing as non-empty things instead of as empty dharmas. And again, this relates to Carlo Rovelli's investigations into ultimate reality, whereby he's found that at the most minute level, it seems that there are no things. There are no things, in his terms, like stones, but what there are happenings like kisses. And that is absolutely consistent with the teaching of emptiness as Nāgārjuna's clarifying it. There are no non-empty things in the ultimate truth. There are things that we accept as things in the level of convenient truth, conventional truth, convenient fictions. But at the level of the ultimate truth, there are empty dharmas. All saṁskāras are impermanent. All saṁskāras are full of suffering. But at the level of ultimate truth, there are no saṁskāras. There is only empty dharmas. So maybe I've rattled on enough. I've done the first two verses. So I'll play those again and then sign out for the moment.
अथ dvādaśāṅga-parīkṣā nāma ṣaḍ-viṁśatitamaṁ prakaraṇam.
अथ dvādaśāṅga-parīkṣā nāma saḍ-viṁśatitamaṁ prakaraṇam. Chapter 26, Exploration of the 12 links.
punar-bhavāya saṁskārān avidyā-nivṛtas tridhā.
punar-bhavāya saṁskāraन् avidyā-nivṛtas tridhā.
abhisaṁskurute yāṁs tair gatiṁ gacchati karmabhiḥ.
abhisaṁskurute yāṁs tair gatiṁ gacchati karmabhiḥ. One enveloped in ignorance accumulates in the three ways the karma formations, saṁskāras, that lead to further becoming, and by these actions visits a realm.
vijñānaṁ saṁniviśate saṁskāra-pratyayaṁ gatau.
Vijñānaṁ saṁniviśate saṁskāra-pratyayaṁ gatau. Saṁskāra-conditioned consciousness seeps into the realm.
saṁniviṣṭe vijñāne nāma-rūpaṁ niṣicyate.
Saṁniviṣṭe vijñāne nāma-rūpaṁ niṣicyate. Then, with the seeping in of divided consciousness, psycho-physicality is instilled.